big congratulations to her. She had a career year this year.
So a dominant season for Riva.
Way too dominant.
With a fitting conclusion. That's Aaron Fontaine putting his balls in the rack, so we'll see him there. And I got to move this camera over to 3 and 4. That's right.
Oh, do we have to?
We gotta.
Oh, man.
But the finals will be on 5 and 6, so this little angular geometry is only temporary.
All right, here's the American League Championship and the National League Championship. Looks like it's going to be Aaron Fontaine.
Which Giants will win the pennant? Okay.
It's Aaron Fontaine, Korey Packard.
And there's Shawn Baker still.
Wow. Shawn, well, Dean Sullivan was running that at one point.
Oh, no, don't move that camera, Gregory. There we go.
Are you allowed to get lunch?
Pop that scoreboard there. We'll reset and go again. Both semifinals will be on this pair of lanes so that we can appreciate them one at a time. Surprised they didn't split them up, I'll be honest with you. They would have cleared up Exeter a little sooner, but hey, you folks still have a few open lanes. Why are you holding them up, Kevin? There's no reason to do that.
No, you just want to make sure we were ready.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to get you ready.
I appreciate it. Tim Douglas underway on lane 4. Into the headpin, spread eagle -1. Shawn Baker on lane 3. This camera angle will be temporary. We'll get to 5 and 6 in just a moment. He's got a half Worcester.
This is going to be a 5. Well, actually, no, it's not a half Worcester. They have 5 pins, so.
A little extra here, so we're right back to the pinning battles to start out this two-string match like all two-string matches are today. Ooh, close on the 7-pin. Not quite for Baker. Chance to grab some sticks here. Tim Douglas grabs 8 on the 3rd ball.
An early 2-pin lead for Shawn Baker. Is Casey still calling here because the phone keeps ringing?
Don't get any.
How did he miss that? Oh, the piece of wood right in front.
Ain't that the way? Just 3 on this first ball.
A little light. He least parallel pins 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. 9, 10.
Just into the 2-pin.
Yeah, you're welcome, Casey. I know I'm calling.
I'm going to try and move this just a little more. Okay, there's Baker in view. I think we're going to be good there. And again, it's all temporary.
Oh,
boy.
That's out that 9, 10.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Community Sticks can't get it. That's 4.
Well, let's not forget what he did the last time. Just a little while ago. He blew up at the end.
Shawn Baker gains 4. Korey Packard versus Aaron Fontaine in just a moment. Tim Douglas, finalist in the singles knockout. And a winner of a singles knockout 2 years ago in Bolarama Sanford. 5 pins out. Shawn Baker blasts in. 5 pins going to tilt, I thought. Here comes the wood as well. The 8 pins hit, but it doesn't drop. Tim just got the 8-pin. Shaking his head here. He got some advice recently. Slow the delivery down. He then had one of his best Friday Night Pro League performances after. Baker spares.
Who told him that? Was that the Buffalo that told him that?
It may have been one of his central teammates. That's a good out there. He settled right in on his 3rd ball, and that's a key 10 to stabilize his string. First of 2, as it has been all day. Into the 2-pin he goes, the 1, 3, 8, and 10 if nothing changes. Wood's going to die in the right gutter. Baker ahead by 6 in this. Got his head pin. The fill is 9. A 19 box to put him up by 15. And a chance for another. Baker has somewhat of a left to right delivery to his ball. And he's got it.
2 in a row.
One of the reasons he had so much success on Channel 50, Tim Douglas, the Easter Classic champion, escapes with 10. Back-to-back marks here for Baker. Shawn Baker, also a member of Maria Subs like Tim Douglas, world's teammates going at it. 8 pins dumped for Tim Douglas, 3-6. Baker was a member of Lucky Strike, who you saw in Dave Barber's back. He's got a 7 count. Average spare fill is 6.5, so he's above average twice.
The Gentle Giant wants to know if the brackets have been updated.
Bill, you can go pull down the YouTube description when you get a chance. And you'll see the men's and women's brackets. Spare. Again, with apologies for incorrect reporting earlier, Madison Riva, congratulations for that victory.
You won Women's Pro Series of the Year, Bowler of the Year. You're the Ladies Pro Series champion. Okay, here we go. This is fireworks right here. You're welcome, Bill. Aaron Fontaine and Korey Packard.
Korey Packard, the high finisher and a finalist in the skins competition. That was his biggest one. Aaron Fontaine has made a couple of finals, both the doubles knockout with Nick Zuffalato and then the singles elimination at Olindy's Quincy, which was a delight to have a tournament held out of. A house that very few pro bowlers bowl out of routinely. Strike easily. Welcome to the show.
Well, look who his grandfather is.
That would be Tom Olsta. Celebrated a birthday recently. Happy belated birthday to you, Tom. Hall of Famer. Needless to say.
Looking forward to seeing him this summer. I really am.
He and Aaron Fontaine competed against each other in our Old versus New Showcase, a special Candlepins for Cancer event we held at Bolorama, Portsmouth. That was earlier this season.
And let's not forget, Aaron Fontaine just threw a 236 not that long ago, which a lot of people have been debating about. But when Aaron told his grandfather about it, you know what his remark was? You may have one, but I have 7 of them.
236. What an extraordinary single, Aaron Fontaine.
Double.
It's in there. No, it's not. But he crossed over, but he's gotten 9 to start.
Well, when you come from a family that bowls a lot like the Osas do, you are bound to pick up some of Tom's traits. I mean, Aaron's a little bit different in his...
Oh, no, it's off the cap.
Aaron may be a little bit different, but his approach is very similar to his grandfather's.
And his brother Nate as well. And Nate, who made a doubles elimination final with Nick Norcross. Daly and Ayotte won that event. 10.
That's our top Packard special, though.
Yeah. He hit the wood in fairness.
Yeah.
Ball Grant special, missed it on the second, make it on the third. Never a good time for that.
And we're served Paul Grant.
Ball Grant's in state of Maine. He can't be in 2 places at once, try as he might. He is everywhere in the Candlepin community, but cannot literally transfigure himself into 2 places at once.
You haven't figured that part out yet?
Alas. Quite the feat of prestidigitation if he could.
Oh, Korey needs to get going. You're down by 24 pins.
So 6 and 9. Fontaine has been pin perfect to the first 2. He rang around the 4.
That piece of woodplay ringing around the rosy and it
One of the most morbid kid songs of all time. Nice spare, Packard. To trim the deficit after losing a few on pinning and that mark.
so perfect.
There we go. A perfect game of Candlepin is the modest but important definition of all 10 spares and strikes. Gentle Giant found his way to the bracket. Good. Bill Olson, one of many great ACST bowlers you can see here, both on Candlepin Bowling Network and on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour Facebook page. Aaron Fontaine drops 9.
Aaron wants this title. He really does.
Packard to Phil. Setback. 7.
Again? How many times have we seen that setback play?
And that wood is firmly nestled on the outside. Fontaine missed it on board to the left.
Actually, if he caps that, he has a good chance of making it. From what I can see from right here. He put it on the red line.
Yep, too flat on it. Nine boxer Aaron Fontaine. We featured. It's almost made one of our mixed worlds coverages as well with Team Goat as well. He and Aaron Fontaine have fantastic matching berets. Great fashion sets in every way. 41-48.
I remember covering with Anthony Karen
Right.
at the Miss Worlds. It was Tommy Osa,
Craig Holbrook.
rematch.
That was fun.
And another 9 drop for Aaron Fontaine.
Nobody threw a multi-strike in this one, but that would have been just too unrealistic a script, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Half Worcester Packard. So Fontaine another chance here. Missed the last one aboard to the left. Misses it left this time. He probably makes it, incidentally. And he's off the cap. Uh-oh. Well, Gregory Eugenius, nice kibosh. Aaron Fontaine will have to settle for the 1 mark advantage if Packard doesn't blow this half Worcester apart. He's in there. 4-pin won't trip either.
He blew it, but he didn't blow it all down.
10 box for Aaron Fontaine, just the 1 pin left standing, and that's significant there. Now Korey Packard again has to struggle for an out here. Overcooks it a bit. He's got an 8 box, for a 9-pin margin. Same number of marks. Aaron Fontaine by 9.
Yep.
Through 5 of 20 boxes. Back we go. We'll have the finals on 5 and 6 in just a moment, but we got our camera angled this way to catch the semifinals on lanes 3 and 4 here at Exeter Lanes. Bowlers switch sides every 5 boxes. Shawn Baker now taking to lane 4 on a 3-mark streak. Tim Douglas with plenty of room to make this up. He starts all the way in the back of the approach, so he'll disappear behind the graphic. Check in here. Yep, still hidden. He'll pop out when you least expect it.
See, all man, surprise.
Well, no sneak attacks here, and yet the pins never see it coming. Baker on a fill, 7. Guess what?
Setback.
71 at the half. 1-2-7 tips. 1-2-10.
I said it before, you cannot count Tim Douglas out.
It's a decently makeable one, I suppose.
He can explode.
Watch out for that 10-pin. It's hiding behind that ball return mechanism there. Or something hanging down, actually, I think.
That was part of the ball return.
But no, there's no ball return between 3 and 4, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
10 bucks for Shawn Baker has only been less than 10 on one of his boxes. And Tim Douglas gives away 3 more there. That's something you want to be careful of, because even if Tim Douglas makes that comeback now, even if Tim Douglas gets, say, a chain of 17 boxes, 3 straight 17 boxes, he'd still be down 11. And that's really one of the reasons the pinning matters at all times, all the way through. Triangle number 2 for Shawn Baker. Tim Douglas. Losing the range here, 4 horsemen and a 10. Sure, a lot of people malign Tim Douglas's consistency. And on one hand, he doesn't have the longevity of Shawn Baker. That just comes with time. Baker, 4 marks and 5. But again, both of these 2 bowlers have won the Easter Classic, which is literally one of the most ultimate shows of consistency. 20 strings of bowling. As Tim Douglas takes 9. At least I'm mostly sure Shawn Baker's won the Easter Classic. Hasn't he won multiple? It would befit him, that's for sure. I'll have to go back to the spreadsheet that Dave Barber so lovingly produced, with data from John Zappi and Dottie Lawrock as well. He's got another triangle and a 7-fill. Tim Douglas 9, not 10. 40-pin advantage already for Shawn Baker. Kevin's point still stands. Do not count Tim out. Triangle is foiled. Single pin with Wood. See ya.
Night, night. No, it's just checking up on some things. But I'm still here.
108 to 68. Great to have you all here. More people here now that the women's tournament is all set there. Madison Riva, the champion and bowler of the year. Josh Daly, bowler of the year for most points in the Pro Series standings, but we will have a different Pro Series champion. Not him, not Aaron St. Cyr, who won it last. Tim Douglas has won a playoff Pro Series championship before.
Look at this. Baker with a setback, no Wood. Tim drops 8 on his mark.
6-10. Good shot, nothing doing. Tim Douglas will spare if he gets the 6-10. And he does.
2 marks in a row. Like I said, you can't count them out.
So Baker 10. So Tim Douglas is assembling a mark chain right now. But still, he'll find himself way back after this first string. But still time to make this up.
He's going to be back, but he's not going to be back by much. He's down by what, 30 right now?
Into the head pin, the 3, 6, 7, 10. And Timmy's got the 1, 2, and 4. That frequency's too much, Jordan. Sorry about that. We'll have to.
Yes, he is, Alfie. There's a.
The algorithm in its infinite wisdom thinks that's the correct frequency, but we'll have to look
3
into that.
in a row.
Tim Douglas spare.
It's like I said, give Timmy time to find his bearings. You leave a few open boxes, he's going to take off.
It gives him a chance here. Shawn Baker, a 126.
Down by 23 pins. Put a 6 on that.
Aaron Fontaine confirming with me as well. Thanks so much. Making sure we had the right score as well. 109 for Tim Douglas, 126 to 109. 58 to 49 is what we have for Packard and Fontaine in that match. And we tab over to boxes 6 through 10 of 20 in that one. So just one mark aside here, but again, the pinning of Aaron Fontaine is the difference in the early going. Aaron Fontaine, who has made 2 Pro Series event finals this year, didn't win either. Now, a chance to go to a 3rd final and maybe more. Korey Packard is only 9 back into the 3 pin and just takes out 3.
Dropped it right at the line.
Korey Packard on our most recent Candlepins for Cancer ladder at Riverwalk Lanes, Amesbury. Fontaine, diamond left.
Can we see a diamond go for once today?
Maybe the diamond on the left side will make all the difference. And there's wood in the middle as well, which helps out. I think it's behind the 5 pin. It's gone. It goes.
First diamond of the day.
At last. Packard, this is a tough out. He's got a good one. That's 9.
That's a good pro 9 right there.
Extremely significant.
Aaron Fontaine plays this right where he had to. Play it more on the outside than the inside.
I remembered to flip the scoreboard. Yes! To mock applause from Kevin Burns. And now Korey Packard tipping the 6 pin, not the 10. 7-10. Fontaine strikes. Incredible.
Korey is like, now what do I got to do? I got to show a 7-10 split, and I just had a diamond thrown at me and a strike on top of that. Got a pin.
Massive advantage here. Trying to get on the right side of the wood. Trying to spin it more than that, I think, but did well to get the corner pin.
Well, he's down by 20 after the
quality 10.
Yeah. Well, that's a good pro 10. Oh God, just buried it.
It's quintessential, right into the 10 pin.
It is. It's like I said, you cannot count either one of these guys. Korey, Aaron, Baker, and Tim. Can't count any of them out.
Packard back 20 plus. He blows these out, except he's got a 10-pin not carrying it. That's a face and a half. Fontaine on his head pin, no double. The 5-pin shutting him down like we've seen before.
This can actually go. If he plays that front piece of wood,
Nice shot.
Did I say it or did I say it?
When is one? Perfect spot. And the single goes as well for Fontaine for another 20 bucks.
Watch the way Korey plays this. Right on the red line. And that's all. Let's see what Korey can fill this with.
And it was important to match that. His fill is good. It'll challenge Fontaine to do the same.
Oh, boy.
Maybe he can,
5.
maybe he can spin the gears. Fontaine cannot match. The fill is 4.
What I would do if I were Korey, I play this down low on the 4-pin on the left side, and hopefully something can helicopter back into the 5.
Needs that scorpion tail kick. Get it from behind. He's got it. It did go. Laid it into the 5-4, came forwards. Fontaine, he's got it as well.
All right, these two are putting on a show now. Just when you think Korey is making ground, Aaron comes back and he answers.
Tit for tat, and out of the marks are flying again.
Let's see if Korey can really hammer this.
Packard, almost a wrong way triangle. It's a 9 drop.
I'll take a 5-pin on that any day of the week.
Skinny mini on the head pin for Fontaine. He's got 6 and a check mark. So again, 2 chinks in the armor here. Packard, better fill, and now he's within 23 with a string to go. And a box. And this single, but he's missed it. He threaded the needle.
God. How can you miss that? That
goes as 1. Fontaine again.
That's what I'm saying. You cannot miss a single.
A mark perfect back half for Aaron Fontaine to put him at 138 a ball, opposite of Korey Packard 114.
I feel bad for Korey right there because Korey was on that 5-pin. He just missed it by a fraction. Just by a fraction.
Here it comes. The fill is perfect. 148 for Aaron Fontaine. They're hugging, but they still got 1 string to go. But a massive 34-pin advantage.
You know, I said it before and I'll say it again. When you're now down by 34 pins. You are in triple strike territory. You need to mark out. And marking for 10 boxes in Candlepin is not an easy feat.
126 plays 109 for Baker and Douglas. This should be this way around now, if I recall correctly. Yes. Getting set for string number 2 to determine our 2 finalists. That'll come up on lanes 5 and 6 here on Candlepin Bowling Network. We're live at Exeter Lanes in Exeter, New Hampshire.
Let's see if Tim can carry that momentum that he had in the last 5. That's a horseman minus the 10.
Baker got his head pin 9. 5-pin.
When you're down 17 like Tim is, you gotta pin, you gotta make your shot.
Common misconception, the 5-pin is the king pin, the head pin is number 1. You see it left and right. Spare for Baker.
King pin for the men and the queen for the ladies.
Says Paul Grant, but it's clever enough.
You know, if that makes it into the Candlepin dictionary, I know who made it down.
Yeah. Paul could get a whisper campaign going with the ICBA. Drops 9, Tim Douglas. Baker to Phil. In there, 7. That's the same sort of 7 drop he won a 3-man random draw teams with. Spare for Tim Douglas.
Gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. You cannot count him out.
That was Nick Zuffalato, Jeff Walsh, and Shawn Baker at Webster Timberlanes Abington. And it's short of the 7. The sidewall just isn't giving an inch if you're not careful. Now a pesky piece of wood. Baker has to run around. He does. 10. $25 minus a ball now. Tim Douglas does have the track. If he drops a strike, we have ourselves a ball game. In there, and he does.
Ball
right on cue.
Boy, you couldn't call that any better, Greg.
Baker, a crushing blow of his own. Can he match it?
Nope. Leads to 3.
Well, it won't be a so what strike, but it'll be a so what matching mark, I suppose. Flags right there. Easy as you like. Take another look at the Tim Douglas strike meanwhile. 5-pin was the most reluctant of the bunch. Back to board 1, silly. Douglas on a strike.
Double for Tim Douglas.
Doubles it up.
There you go.
Incredible. And just like that, the Tim Douglas resurgence is upon us. Shawn Baker dumping 8.
And how many times have I said it, Greg? You cannot count Timmy out.
And now we basically have a close match. It really is going to all come down to this next ball, the third ball of box 3. Baker has a chance at the 7th end if he leverages the wood, but he didn't snap it across. That would have been a lot of doing. He couldn't really hit the broadside of that wood, and the corner pin was just looking at nothing. So maybe a little less of a chance than I figured it for. 10 box, another look at this strike.
Oh, that was pretty. 9 and 5 were the last to go on that one.
Again, it was a silly little 5-pin being slow. On a double strike. It's it again. This time it's a thin hit. Getting pins though.
9.
And the fill is 19 in box 3.
177.
Tim Douglas leads. Baker strikes.
Baker comes back and answers.
Forcing Douglas to mark here. To keep pace.
Oh, he just missed it.
No, he doesn't. So now Baker has the advantage.
He had the lead, but he just lost it by skin of his teeth.
And look at this. Tim Douglas gets an 86 half as he leaves that stick standing. But Shawn Baker, 3 marks, pin perfect. He's now likely ahead with this strike fill.
Right now, Tim is up by 4. Power of a double strike right there, as Paul Graham would say.
Now over to Korey Packard and Aaron Fontaine. That's 114 to 148. Fontaine on lane 4. Into the head pin. 4, 5, 7, 10. Looking to make his 3rd Pro Series final of the year. Let's tap this back here to have a look here. There's actually Tim Douglas looking at the scoreboard here. 4-7 is all Fontaine could get on the second ball. Korey Packard with a 6-pack.
Wow.
We're, as it so often does with these Pro Series tournaments, it just gets better and better. Packard can't pull the string on the 5. Fontaine 9.
He needed that too.
And a 9 box for Packard. 1, 2, 3.
Down 34 pins.
That's about, well, 4 marks is the least you need to overcome that, or for Fontaine to start hemorrhaging pins.
Well, here's the thing. Fontaine is way too good.
Yep, thin on this one, check mark. Exeter pins, you gotta be on the entry angle. Packard doesn't make it there.
Cleared.
Named after Bob Colery, Massachusetts bowler. As named on King of the Palace, rips through the 3-pin does Fontaine.
Now you got to deal with the setback with no wood.
Packard, he rips out the 3-pin. And the 10.
How you do that? I don't even know.
So, looking like a matching box right here. Aaron Fontaine's happy for the match to slow down. Now Packard drops 2 pins. 36.
If I'm Korey, what I'm thinking is I'm not out of it. I'm a good bowler. I know what I have to do, and he has to do it.
Aaron Fontaine with a mark-perfect back half to take us to this point. Boy, almost had the chop off there. 2-5, 7-9 with Wood. That looks pretty good to me. Just has to bury it in there. Korey Packard
Buries it.
out of Central Mass, drops 9. Spare! Fontaine does rip it up hard. Out of Bogey Lanes in East Brookfield and more Central Mass. Central to Western Mass. Packard matches the mark.
Joey Alyssa's going to go down and retrieve a piece of wood.
Those of you new to the sport, you're wondering if the lanes are oiled? No, they're not. Otherwise, Lister would have eaten it by now.
Yep.
Maybe a slight coating in some cases just to protect the wood a little bit, but balls obviously don't do as much damage even to these vintage wood lanes.
Well, they're made out of a hard wood, like maple.
Resilient through the years. Fontaine! Strike on spare.
I hate to say it, but Korey really needs to get going. Corey's running out of time. It doesn't matter if he's working on a mark or not.
Make no mistake, it's been absolutely fine bowling out of Packard, but Fontaine has been extraordinary, as so often happens in these later rounds. And there we are, an 8-fill. Perfectly fine. Plank in front.
Leave that other piece of wood alone.
Packard marks.
There you go.
It's totally fine, except it's not.
It's fine, but
You can be proud of it.
it's something to be proud of, but the point is, you're running out of time. Korey knows he's running out of time.
In this 2-string match, no 10-pin set, he'll have to re-rack. Fontaine starts his strike fill with 5. Korey Packard in the #1 qualifier in the Skins tournament at Boutwell's Bowling Center. That's why he has such a high seed. Skins referring to the cash game format as seen on many TV shows, including Candlepin Corner as well.
Oh,
Short on it.
Oh, we're right in front.
The short wall strikes again, but the fill is 8 for Fontaine. Packard loaded 4 on the spare. Now goes from 4 to 8 with a ball to go. We'll see where this match is going here. Packard does technically have time without needing a double strike, but he would need a lot. But if anyone can, a men's team champion can. Aaron Fontaine, a big part of Team USA, who also made a fantastic run at Men's Worlds. 9-box, 65 half. Packard 9 for a 57 half. Totally fine, but losing today. Back we go to this barn burner. Tim Douglas, spare and then double strike. And an 86 half, but Shawn Baker with a strike in the 5th.
We're going to see how many pins Tim is going to be down by. Yeah, 2 balls to figure that out. But for right now, Tim does have the upper hand.
Whew. What a match we're watching here. I don't know how you're doing out there, folks, but I'll tell you what. We have seen some exhilarating bowling, even when it's had some lulls in the middle as well. Baker to fill a strike. Lane 4. In there full.
Wow.
3, 7, 9, 10. Douglas buries this one. Darn near had his 3rd strike. 5-pin. The kingpin. And nothing's going to the left there. Baker does well to grab 9 pins. And Timmy spares. His 4th mark, effective 5th with a double strike. And Baker takes 10. Back and forth we go. Now Tim Douglas has the advantage.
No, Tim does not have the advantage. Actually, yeah, you're right. Oh,
In fact, not on pinfall, but with that bonus.
am I wrong? Free that last comment.
Matt owning up to a lemon drop.
And Paul's not here.
Doesn't matter if it's a birthday party. No mercy.
Not with Paul.
Strike! Shawn Baker, and he had a reluctant 5-pin there. Douglas on a spare load 6.
Oh, diamond 2. This time.
It goes. We know now.
It does. But here's the thing. He does have like 2 pieces of wood. One in between. Oh, backdoor it. There you go. What a nice shot. Wow.
He'll take it. He'll take it. Watch again. He plays into the 4-pin, I think, you'll find.
Yeah, he did play into the 4. Yeah, I played the 4.
The wood doesn't always give you a gift, but every now and again. Baker doesn't drive through the 5. Denied a strike. Denied a double. The 5-pin again, foiling the double. Timmy, almost the whole back row.
Oh, my God. You know what? I know how he feels. I did that this year. And trust me, it's not pretty.
Baker, yes, got on the left side. He spares. Back and forth we go. Timmy can't get over to the 7-pin. And he's behind. Now Baker has the advantage.
Well, let's see how much he's behind by. I mean, it's got to be kind of like single digits.
Left the single. It may just be my eyes. It feels like Tim Douglas has left a few singles begging here, but still.
3 pins plus a ball in favor of Shawn Baker.
But when these fills are coming 7, 8, 9, 10 at a time, literally in Shawn Baker's case, there you go. The fill is 9 and 10. Strike again, and Shawn Baker continuing to dominate. Douglas, so
there you
what?
go. There you go. There you go.
What a match between these two Titans, but Shawn Baker with a heavy advantage.
9 pins or less to go. That was.
We'll switch it around in just a sec. There we go. Baker in there.
Double.
He gets a double strike at the last possible moment.
Oh, boy.
154 plus for Shawn Baker.
Tim really, really needs to keep up. Yeah, that's going to do it.
Unreal. And it's a perfectly good first ball, the 247, and it's not nearly enough. Shawn Baker, north of a 140 average, maybe a 145 average at this point. The fill is 9 on Douglas's strike as he gets denied.
Yeah, it's not enough. Baker crunched it with that double.
And remember, Tim Douglas threw a 132 to lose to Sean Sears. Well, he just threw a 132.5 average and lost. Shawn Baker filling a double strike, starting with 5. 15 on that fill. And one more time, make it 6. 165. 2-string total, 291. And a pin-perfect string. Thanks, Chris, for the call-out. All the pins knocked down.
Wow.
Packard and Fontaine in just a moment to determine who will face Shawn Baker for the Pro Series Championship. Aaron Fontaine, the lopsided favor in that one.
That's it. You know what? I hate to. I'm going to be honest. Tim Douglas threw a perfect ball. And he got robbed a lot. That 4-box and the first string killed him.
There can be no doubt of Tim Douglas's ability. He only loses because he runs into legendary. And Shawn Baker, continuously legendary. It does not matter what year it is. He has been so strong for so long, and he will go the full distance today and make the finals on lanes 5 and 6 at Exeter.
And we will have the call.
Lopsidedly likely that Aaron Fontaine will be coronated here. Korey Packard does have room, but must start marking now. We know the doubles are possible. He's got the 4-8.
Fontaine light, but leaves a setback.
A strange way to do it, too. It doesn't usually.
I know that.
Usually when you buzz the 2-pin here, the pin action was just completely different. Even though I left the same pins. Packard's got to go direct at this one. He spares.
You dropped it at the line.
Yep, doing everything right. Doesn't matter, though. Packard can drop it wherever he wants. It always works for him. Fontaine does not mark, so this is not over still. 4 boxes of consistent effort still required, even though Fontaine drops that stick. 41 minus is the lead for Aaron Fontaine. Packard really must consistently fill and consistently mark. He's so good at realizing when he's not quite ready to go. He's so capable of stopping and starting. He realized lane 3 needed to reset because it didn't have a 10-pin. That was part of it as well. And with the Bullimore Model E, the pin setter can really whip down and in your peripheral vision might be distracting to some. Packard in there, 7, disastrous leave though.
They can't go. You have to graze the front pin.
Aaron Fontaine, the 4 horsemen left, and a plank between the 4 and 7. Plank sitting way in no man's land. The 6-pin is really the key one. What's Packard going to do?
You have to graze it. I made something very, very similar to this, but the opposite side, and I made it.
If it were Dave Godwin, I feel like he'd just go direct at it. Let's see. Ends up splitting the difference. It gets only the 9-pin.
That's not going to help.
Fontaine to cement it. Gone. 4 horsemen down. Aaron Fontaine marks again. Mr. 236 about to pass that. Well, he did that in 1 string then again. Say what you will. Was it a money match? Blah, blah, blah. He threw 236 for 10 boxes. That's all I care about. It would not have been an official record. We can agree on that, but Bogey Lanes can proudly hang that one on the wall. That was incredible. Defeating his own grandfather's record to do it as well. For the 5 strings, in fact, overall. For that house record. Packard across the face of it, 5 and 7. Fontaine to fill and make darn sure of it. Whirling Dervish takes out 6.
Well, at this rate, it's going to be a Fontaine and a Baker match for the finals.
Eric Thornton, you just got done watching the 479 of Beaupre, huh? Blink and you miss even more legendary bowling. I tell you what. Nice spare, 5-7, the deft touch. Fontaine this way and that. He spares as well.
When you're going up against Tommy Osa's grandson, you know you have a mountain to climb. You know he was trained by Tom Osa. You know that.
Men's international champion Korey Packard, perfectly capable of it. But today he will fall short despite some great efforts, honestly. Look, he drops 9. It's just not enough. Fontaine, spread eagle. Nearing the beginning of the end here, and the finals are next. Shawn Baker versus probably Aaron Fontaine for the Pro Series Championship title. Packard goes back-to-back with marks. 5-mark string. Spread eagle.
Oh, come on.
Front pins. Fontaine cannot convert the eagle. Aaron Fontaine appeared quite a few times on King of the Palace on YouTube as well. That show at the former New Palace Lanes in Fitchburg, Mass. 10. So there it is. That is math. It's almost mathematical, technically. Packard needs to not throw a strike here to make that happen. Realistically, we know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Good shot, but Aaron Fontaine is a finalist and will take on Shawn Baker for the Pro Series title in 2025.
And what a time to go for your first Pro Series victory for the year. Oh, I'm expecting fireworks in that match.
Show us a shot. Why not? Rips to the 6. Fontaine can't get both pins to go, and that'll do that.